Good morning. Dennis Willich here with Nationwide Southwest, and I'm here this morning with Karina Carnales from the Canales Furniture Company of Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, and all of the Metroplex. And it's an exciting time for us. We've been trying to get this put together for quite a few months, but my Lord, they have been so busy opening up new stores and stuff, we've had to kind of put it on hold for a while. Good morning, Karina, and how are you this morning?
I'm doing amazing, Dennis. I'm so happy to be able to tell more about my family's story here with you today. And we are extremely happy to be the very first to start off this Straight from the Heart segment of America's Marketing Podcast.
Well, thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here ourselves. Tell me, where did you guys start? What was the first location? Where did that take place? Who was involved at the time you opened that first location up?
Okay, so before we were actually able to open up our very first location, which was back in 2003, my family actually started selling door to door with a catalog they took multiple copies of. So that hustle comes from day one. Of not even having that brick and mortar store, but of them building up their clientele through walking from communities to communities all over the Metroplex. So that's just a little bit of how the Canales family started. And the Canales family is 9 siblings. So we have 5 sisters and 4 brothers, with the eldest sister being the one who leads all of us, and her name is Sylvia Veronica Canales.
Oh, very good, very good. So you actually started out door to door.
Yes.
That is amazing. That is amazing. At what point did you, let me ask you a question. You went from door to door selling. At what point did Sylvia and the family come to the decision that it's probably time now to get a brick and mortar operation?
So the time was whenever we learned that we were gaining all of our customers' trust, that they were, believing in us, because thanks to all those communities who were purchasing from a catalog that we received and delivering all of their merchandise whenever they were needing it, it was their trust that gave us the confidence to be able to, okay, it's time for us to open up our very first store. And that very first store we opened, it was possibly less than 5,000 square feet. It was right in Abram, near downtown Arlington area. And from there, we just started expanding from that same little shopping center from 5,000 to 6, 7, 8, and so on. So that location is actually still there, and it's about 15,000 square feet now. And we have a venue right next to it. It's called Canales Special Events. But Arlington is where we started, very first home, and now we have our official headquarters based just south in Arlington near Matlock and 20.
Very good. So when you was going door to door, I'm curious about this, and you would sell from a catalog, from a picture, and you go in and make the sale. How did you go about transacting that sale? For an example, did you have a warehouse, or did you buy directly at that point? How did you make deliveries? How did you do all this stuff?
So the warehouse was actually my family's garage. And during that time, they only had one white pickup truck. So we're talking about a big family of 9, all in that truck, delivering, assembling, and just you could say it was more like an in-house financing in a way. So it's all right, we give you your furniture and just pay us whenever you can. Oh. So we never asked for the money all up front. It was just, it was a risk. My family is all about taking risk because, there's risk and opportunity.
That's unbelievable. So I did not realize that that's where you started. I thought you just opened up a store and took off. But now this tells me a lot more about the family, yes. And that's very good. So the initial members of the organization, when you opened the very first store, so you had all 9 siblings involved in that location?
Yes, until this day, you could say that is the key to success to the Canales furniture and just starting this new era here in Arlington with our new dream, because till this day, we just walk in here and we're all wow, all of this is ours. Yeah. It's insane. It honestly, I could just start tearing up right now, but I won't. But it's really, it's amazing what their determination and their consistency to be able to provide the full second generation of the Canales family, this whole dream right here.
So talking about the Canales family, started out, you have 9. How many generations deep are you now?
So we are 2 generations deep. I'm actually the oldest of the second generation of the Canales family. So first generation, we have 9, and then the second is 21 of us.
21 of you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, uh, the thing that I think is probably more important than anything about any organization that gets started, you got to have a real culture about the thing. You got to have people in the organization. Everybody's got to work together. Everybody's got to want to make this thing work. And it seems as if you've got a culture that is just unbelievable when it comes to collaboration and working together. Everybody's got a everybody's got a space within the organization that they primarily do. But I would probably also say that based upon everything that I've seen and know about the Canales family up to now, it seems like there is probably crossover. People help each other. You do the things that need to be done that day. Somebody's not here. Somebody picks it up. Somebody does whatever is necessary to make things happen. Is that the way this operates?
Yes, well, we are a family business, and we've all been working together for 19 years now. I know that's pretty unheard of in USA and possibly the whole world of having families working together.
Right.
But just the fact that we respect our responsibilities, our divisions, and then whenever it's like a big project like a new store opening, then we all put heads together and we just collaborate, because we know that whenever we do work together, we can make amazing things happen. So yes, we all are divided amongst our departments, so we can make sure we're each all, giving it our all to be able to take it to the next level. But then we also do focus on just our stuff and then collaborating all together.
Well, let me give you a little history on myself. I came into this operation, this particular location in Arlington, back when it was called the Incredible Universe, prior to it being Fry's. And I never will forget, they called it the Incredible Universe. So I guess we could call this the Incredible Canales operation.
I like it.
So you might think about that. But I was a rep at the time, and we had the Tandy Corporation out of Fort Worth, and John Roach was the one that thought up the Incredible Universe, and this was the very first Incredible Universe out of 13 that they had in the country. Wow. So this thing was monstrous thin, and I know when I first walked through the front doors of this thing on the grand opening of Incredible Universe, it was just, man, it was all in shock. I mean, it was like, holy mackerel, this thing is incredible. And here you are today, starting out in a 5,000 square foot location in down there, Abrams in Arlington, and now you have turned this in. How many square feet are here?
We're at 250,000 square feet.
From 5 to 250.
Yes. So, you can see like that, all that pride, that love. It's just an undescribable feeling of what we feel just walking down these aisles, because there's, this space just represents all of my family's dedication and consistency to providing us a better future.
Well, congratulations. I'm going to tell you, that's a memorable journey. Yes. And one that continues to grow and is going to continue to grow. Let's talk a little bit about moving forward. First, before we do that, though, I'd like to also say, didn't you just recently receive some pretty strong awards here in the community?
Yes, we were actually just named 2022's Business of the Year by the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So that was an amazing recognition.
Oh, yeah. And that is great recognition, no doubt about it. So how closely do you all work with the Hispanic Chambers of Commerce? Do you work with Fort Worth? And do you also work with the Dallas Hispanic Chamber? Are you connected with those as well?
So we do have Canales stores all over the DFW Metroplex. So we are affiliated with the different chambers of commerce just throughout the cities. And all of our licensee owners, they're the ones who usually attend all the networking events and making sure they're building their community in their own city as well.
All right. So, Karina, one question. If you had to describe the Canales culture in just a sentence, how would you frame that up? How would you say it works? How do you put all these pieces together and make it just magical, is the way I would express it.
So I would say we are Canales. that would be the one sentence, because Canales means family. Canales means we have your back. You know, everyone who we meet, we want to make sure that we want to let them know that we are here for them, and we appreciate just being able to come across them, because we know that every single person opens up a new bridge, a new opportunity, and we want to make sure we treat them like family.
That is incredible. So we are Canales. That means we are family.
Yes.
That is unbelievable. I like to hear that. Now, talk a little bit here about, we're sitting in a room here today called Canales University.
Yes.
And I'm really interested in this ever since I saw it. Tell me what goes on in this particular space.
Okay, so Canales University is actually a space we created a couple years ago. Well, not a space, but the actual idea, where we wanted to give back to our community through education, information, and just empowering them, because we know the value of information and of just preparing our community. So we were super, super happy to give it an official space. Before then, we really didn't have like the square footage, but now we do. So the Canales University space, you could say, is a resource center, a community center, where we have different workshops where we bring guest speakers to speak about financial literacy, social media, ESL classes. So everything and anything. Our main target would be small business owners, because we know that there are a bunch of resources available in the world at a specific price, but everything that we do here in Canales University is always 100% free. And within all of these resources, they're for everyone, for small business owners, the entrepreneurs, for people who are looking to start their own journey.
All right. So you bring in other outside companies and stuff, and they can join you. How? What's the process in being able to get into the Canales University?
Yes. So not just outside leaders, community leaders we bring in, we also bring in our own talent that we have here within the corporate headquarters, because we do manage everything in-house, and we have amazing people and assets to our company that just really complete us. But when it comes to inviting speakers, we always prioritize the people who we're partnered up with, because we know that they have the same values as us, and we want to make sure that whoever we do bring to our space are people that our people will trust, that our community is going to be like, okay, we know that Canales Furniture brought them on over, and we know that this is going to be something that we're truly going to appreciate and learn from.
That's great. Now, when you make a decision, and I'm really interested in this process tremendously. You went from 1 to 17, so there must be a way that you go about making a decision. Okay, who makes that decision on, we're going to look at another area, another community, another location, and how do you go about making that decision?
So believe it or not, it is a family decision. If we just go back to naming this space where we're at, the whole Canales Legacy Center, that was a 30-person decision. So we're talking about the 9 founding family of the Canales brothers, and then the 21 of the Canales generation. We have a conference center here we call the Pentagon, and it fits all 30 of us. So we're talking about from the smallest one, her name is Yanet. She's about 4 years old, all the way to our founder, Silvia Veronica Canales. And it's like, all right, what are we naming this space? So this was like November 2021, when we were brainstorming all the names. And then we finally decided it was going to be called Canales Legacy Center, because this was going to be the legacy our family would be passing now on to us, so we could take it on over to the next level. So it is a 30-person decision, believe it or not. We want to make sure that everyone's voice is heard.
That's good. That's a great way to do things. We do that a lot at our office as well. When we get together, we always go through the processes of things, and we talk about things. We get everybody's input and find out exactly what is the best place to go. I have an idea. Sometimes my idea sounds really, really good to me, and it don't sound so good someplace else. Somebody else has a better idea, and that's the way you get this thing done. So it really, really works well. Well, let's move ahead here now. you're going to decide. Obviously, when I was here at your grand opening, prior to your grand opening, I got a chance to speak to some of your uncles, some of the original siblings. And while I was chatting with them in the warehouse, and they were walking me through everything out there, it was exciting. Yes. And I could see them; they were all fired up. And the thing that they were talking about, as I was asking questions, they were talking about moving into different areas and expanding farther out away from DFW. And one of those was like Waco was mentioned. They even mentioned the fact that they may go to Oklahoma. Are you comfortable in talking about that?
Yeah, of course. Expansion is amazing and also scary because we live around like possibly 10 minutes away from each other. So we like to keep it close. So just the fact of us having to move to another state, like we love it, we're here for it, but that does mean like, wow, one of us are going to have to, go on over there and, we're 30. So just imagine the birthday parties. So it's a lot. But when it comes to expansion, yes, we're looking into Denton, Waco, Austin, San Antonio, Oklahoma, of course. And, whatever, God will lead the way. He'll let us know when will be the next locations, the next states. And, we're here and we're ready for it. We love the challenge and, we're here for all the opportunities.
You mentioned a lot of different locations just now.
Yes.
Is any one of those like in priority space, like would be the next one would probably be where?
Possibly still close within like Denton, McKinney, near still the DFW Metroplex. Going out of state like next year, that would mean a whole nother distribution center. And we just got this amazing blessing this year. So, right. We want to go little by little too.
Right. Now, as you move into these new locations and expand, are all of these locations franchises?
Yes. So in 2017, we decided to create a visionary program, which was a way we created an opportunity for our loyal and dedicated employees. Mm-hmm. So in 2017, some of them who have worked with us like 10, 12, or sometimes even less years, and we know that, they were dedicated and just always going above and beyond, then the whole family met with each individual and we're like, hey, we have this opportunity. You already know everything from the sales and management level, and we would love for you to, run your own small business. So all of our licensee owners now, they went through our visionary program and they are now first-time small business owners.
Okay. And do you help them not only through, the experience of working through the Canales operation, but do you also help them as far as financial or anything?
So we help them throughout the full process.
Okay.
We're always making sure that we're guiding them, and to be able to like own your own Canales store, it's important that you do work at the retail level for 2 to 3 years, because it's important that you're going to be able to learn the brand and value and appreciate the brand too. So the whole training, once you are an approved candidate to have your own Canales store, does require like 18 to 24 months management training.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So that pretty much tells me where you're headed there. So you go through the same process when you are choosing someone in the organization. You go to that particular person or whatever and make an offer or talk to them about the fact that we would like to talk to you about doing something and maybe you becoming your own business owner. And then from there, the process takes how long?
I would say 18 to 24 months too, because it's part of like the full training and scouting out the locations. But it's we want to make sure they're as prepared as ever. And we're like, what is the whole Canales family? Part of us is being available 24/7. So right. When we say 24/7, we truly mean 24/7.
Yeah, I get you. So does the person that you choose, are they part of the day-to-day decision-making processes of where the store will be and things like that? Or are those decisions made by the Canales family themselves?
They're made on both ends. You know, we want to know like what are their visions, their goals, and you know, we'll put everything on the table and we'll see like what's the ideal location, ideal program for you to start your own business. So it's important to know what they have in mind, and also like this is what the Canales family requires.
Right. So, we're going to use this as an example. So I have been chosen. We're using this example. I've been chosen, and I have accepted the fact that I want to be my own business owner. Then we get the location, we get everything set up, we put all the products into that location and all of that, and I become a business owner. Do I purchase all of my products through Canales warehouse?
Correct.
Okay. I was wondering about that one aspect. I thought so. So everything is floor. So all the locations are going to have the same type of floor displays and the branding. And when you make a change or you add a brand to your SKU mix,
it's across all 17 locations, which we have now. When it comes to the merchandising of all of our stores, we do have lifestyles catered to each consumer. So whenever we have a guest walking into a store, we always want to ask them like, what's your lifestyle? You know, what room are you shopping for? And from there, we know if we're going to take them over to our rustic lifestyle that has, you know, all of the Texas favorites furniture. If we want to take them over to Gleam and Glow, that has all the LED lights, the mirrored furniture, and cozy home, which is just your comfortable furniture. But there's about 5 or 6 lifestyles that we have at all of our Canales furniture showrooms.
Very good. You and I was speaking earlier before we started this podcast, and we talked a little bit about what our future, meaning Nationwide Southwest America's Marketing Group, and what we are doing, and of course the tremendous migration in the Hispanic communities out there, and how much influence and how many stores are opening up. And it's amazing to us. You know, for years we really never had but maybe 1 or 2 employees that was on the in our team that was able to speak Spanish. And we started looking into this and studying this more and more, and today we are adding almost everyone that we add to our staff today will be bilingual. And what it has done for us is open our eyes, and of course the opportunities for us, because we have added a tremendous amount of members that were always, they were there, but there was not probably what I would say maybe a comfort zone with some of them out there joining or something for whatever reason. But after we put in bilingual and the people went out and spoke with them, we've added member after member after member. So our growth has just been going crazy in this Hispanic community. So one of the things that I want to ask you is, when you look at your total business, all 17 locations, take all that volume, what percentage of your volume is done in the Hispanic versus non-Hispanic?
So first, I want to say I love that y'all now have bilingual representatives. Like, that is amazing, because when it comes to us Hispanics, it's important to, if we're going to be partnering up with someone or learning about their services, it would be best and we'd feel more comfortable in our own language. Like, I am bilingual. I speak English and Spanish, but in some scenarios, I'd rather speak 100% Spanish, because you could say Spanish was possibly my first language. I don't know. I learned both. English at school and Spanish at home. So I really, really, truly admire that y'all not have bilingual representatives. And when it comes to our client base, we were always Canales Furniture Mueblería. Mueblería is furniture. So that was like our logo, how we would always do all of our marketing promotions on TV, radio, everything, leading up to around 2016. So in 2016 was when we changed it to just Canales Furniture. So I would say that ever since day one, our number one market who has trusted our brand has been the Hispanics.
Right.
Because we are a Hispanic business. We are it is Hispanic, owned and operated, but we are here for everyone, for all of the communities. It's but it's it's an honor to just know that we're growing, not just in the Hispanic market, but now in the general market as well, that new audiences are now walking through the Canales doors, which is something that we now need to learn as well. So for me to give you like a ratio or like a percentage of how much Hispanic and how much non-Hispanic, I would say that of course we do have more Hispanics just because that is how we started, and the name of the furniture store is Canales, a Hispanic name. So I wouldn't be able to honestly give you a certain ratio, but for sure the majority is Hispanic.
Yeah, I figured it would be, but it's nice to hear on the other side that you've got other clientele coming through the doors now, and you're working into that. And a lot of that has to come about also because it doesn't matter whether you're Caucasian or you're Hispanic or Asian or what you are. We're all looking for a company to do business with that you can trust and feel very comfortable with, and that type of thing. So that's really, really good. I know you stay on top of a lot of the stuff. What do you guys do in the organization? So who in the organization would be responsible for, say, reviews? In other words, consumer reviews, staying on top of the whole organization as far as how do we rate?
So when it comes to all things reputation management, that is actually one of the things I do oversee, and I'm proud to say and confirm that we have a strong 4.8 rating on Google throughout our 17 locations. So when it comes to our reputation and just providing that excellent service at the store level and at the e-commerce level, that is something extremely important and something we truly value. Like, we will go above and beyond to ensure that every single customer who decides to walk into our store and even finalize their purchase, that they feel welcome and treated like they're our VIPs, because our customers are our VIPs.
That's exactly the way it needs to be, and we're the same way. We obviously are a co-op. You are a member of our organization, and so you've been a member of Nationwide Southwest AMG for 15 years now. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with us. What do you see your relationship with us? What does the America's Buying Group, America's Marketing Group, Nationwide Southwest, what does it do for you?
So we're proud to be members of the Nationwide group. There's an amazing team, amazing reps who are always there whenever we're looking to look into like new ventures and need support when it comes to like financing or any of our manufacturer groups. They're always there whenever we need that support. So that's something we really appreciate.
Well, that's good, and I'm glad to hear that, because we've got a lot of new things coming all the time, and we're kind of like you are. You're expanding, and so are we. We're expanding though, but we look at ourselves. We expand into different verticals. For an example, if you go back 40 some years ago when we got started, we're going to be electronics and appliances, and then we got into furniture and bedding, and now we're in the outdoor. We're going to go into plumbing, and so little by little we just keep moving this needle around. And when you do, you've got to go out then and you've got to find people.
Yes.
And you got to find really, really good people to fill those steps and those shoes, that you need. So we're doing a lot of that, as you guys are doing. You're doing yours from an internal, looking at things. And by the way, we like to promote from within. So
love it.
We take people and bring them on board, and they come in and their first day there. And as we start out, our culture is, let's take and do everything we possibly can for these people, and let's make sure that they're trained. Let's make sure that they feel good and quality, and bring them in and teach them and mentor them and take them to another level. And I'm thrilled to death to tell you, I have hired several people that have been there with me years and years and years, and it's amazing to me because some of these people are actually they have outgrown me. In other words, when I say that, I say it from this thing, and I'm very proud. They have gathered the information. They have worked their way up. And you know what? If we all take the approach, when you hire somebody, if they become better than you, that really makes the whole corporation better. Yes. And I think that's what you guys are doing, because probably as you think about the 17 locations that you've already put out there, there's probably some of them in there that have probably just blown the doors completely out, just gone crazy. They've all done well, but some stand out as kind of like shining stars. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think every corporation and every company like that has that. Let's talk a little bit about community involvement, a big deal. So what does the Canales Furniture, what does community mean to the Canales Furniture?
So, one sentence, creating opportunities for future generations. You could say that is our mission with our community outreach. So we are in different areas such as education, health and wellness that we really focus in. Education being our number one priority, because we know that if we invest and offer workshops like we do in this Canales University space, we're feeding that knowledge into the future generations that will be like the future leaders of the world. So that's why we love education. We promote education because it's very, very important.
That's very, very good. And then, looking at all communities have a need. All communities have people living in them that are in need, right? Mm-hmm. What kinds of things do you guys do to help that particular person or persons within the community?
Okay, so the last 2 quarters of the year are possibly the heaviest when it comes to our community outreach events. We kick off with our back to school movie night series, which I honestly have no idea what number we're on, probably 5th or 6th annual event, where we give away 500 to 1,000 backpacks. It depends on the city and the type of event, filled with school supplies. And then we put on a movie for the kids, give away free popcorn, popsicles, and just make it, like a whole fun family environment. And we usually do it at a local park near that Canales store, or sometimes we do it at the specific Canales store if they have like a really big parking lot. So that's how we kick off with the back to school, and then into back to school we lead into our trunk or treat events. And our trunk or treats, we give away candy, all that Halloween stuff. Do a costume contest, and we usually give away like a TV, bike, and whatever game is trending. Like I think last year was like PlayStations or something like that. Yeah. So after that, then we'll lead into our Thanksgiving giveaway, which during COVID we transitioned it into a drive-through. So now it's just like pop your trunk open, and then you get your food pantry with the turkey. So COVID was like, it gave us really good ideas on how to just better serve our customers. Right. So that's what we did for Thanksgiving. And now, just closing off the year, we'll be doing our, it's called Noche de Fiesta, which is kind of like a Christmas party where we give away toys to the kids and just make it a fun party. It's a party. We love to party.
Well, that's great. So let's talk a little bit now about things that as we evolve a little bit on our side so that you can stay in focus with us. We, of course, we have a very strong Hispanic division now, and we're putting a lot of emphasis in that. We're coming into a process. One of our main events, we have 2 main events a year called Prime Time. The one this year that's coming up in 2023, we just finished the one in August. Now we're coming into March of 2023. We're going to be at the Gaylord Texan in Grapevine, Texas. And that's coming up. And one of the things that we're going to have there, we're going to kick off a big golf outing on Saturday morning. Going to have a lot of fun there. So if you play golf, you come on play golf with us outside. And then that night, we're going to have Tegrupo. And that is going to be a big Hispanic get-together, and we're inviting all of our Hispanic members. We're bringing in the chambers of commerce. We're going to have all kinds of vendors. We're going to have a party. And like you like to party, we're going to have a party too.
All right, and count us in. We'll be there.
You come on over. But I'd like very much, and again, I would like to offer this invitation to you in a public forum right now, that we would love to have you as a key spokesman at our prime time. Tell them about this amazing journey and all the things that are available out there for people that sometimes want to wonder, how do I get started? How can I do this? There is a way to do things. There is a lot of ways to do things. So I would put that offer on the table and say to you that, we'd love to have you come and get up and give us your cheeriness and tell us all about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I'd love to be there representing my family. So go ahead and count us in. All
right, good. We will do that. Well, I want to close out here by just simply saying that what a journey. What a journey. This is so inspirational. It gives me goosebumps to sit here and think about all the things that you guys do, the things that you're going to continue to do. and the great things that you do every day for all the communities and all the people in your communities. And again, if we could all share in that feeling and that vision as you guys have, what a much better place the world would be. Thank you, Karina. It's been a tremendous pleasure sitting here and chatting with you this morning. Thank you so much.